Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're joining me today. I know it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded a video, but here I am. It's now beginning of December, full-blown Christmas, and I don't really have anything to show you out in the garden because it's cold outside. So I have watched multiple YouTube videos of taking thrifted items and painting them and cleaning them up and whatnot and upcycling them to make for more modern decorations. And it's really inspired me. It's like, oh, the creative part of me is just like, I need to do this too. So I thought, well, if I'm gonna give it a try, see if I can pull it off, I figured I'd bring you along with me. So I've already gone to the thrift store, not gonna take you there, and I've picked out some items that I think I can paint and do that distressing look. I've picked up some painting materials and supplies, and so I'm just gonna show you real quick what I picked up, and then I will show you the process of painting and distressing and whatnot, and we'll see how it works out. I do have a spot that is very bare and sad looking that needs something Christmassy, and then probably other places in the house. If this stuff works out, it'll hopefully look nice in other places of the house. I don't have a whole lot of Christmas decorations. I saved some before we moved overseas, but I got rid of most other than, well, no, even the tree. That's a new tree since we've moved back. And so I've collected some stuff, but I really don't have a lot of Christmas decorations. So I thought, hey, it's worth the investment, especially if I get to express my creativity in this and it doesn't really cost us that much. So here's some things I got. This is not from the thrift store, but these are oil bottles that I have, and then I thought, well, that amber glass is really popular. This is an amber, so I thought I would just paint them and distress them, and I have some ideas, and I'll show you as we go. Now, I do want to point out that these had labels on them, and I meant to go buy some Goo Gone or whatever, but never got around to it. When I started to get ready to film this video, I thought, ugh, I didn't buy Goo Gone, but I remembered a friend of mine, Amy, over on the channel Aim for a Creative Life. She has a video about making your own Goo Gone with 2 simple ingredients from your kitchen. So I used her recipe. It worked great. It's just a mix of baking soda and coconut oil, and then you let it sit on there, equal parts each. Let it sit on there, scrub it off. I did wash them twice because to get all the oil off, and I might, it looks pretty good, but if there's oil residue, my understanding is you want to do a clear coat on things or things that have been used in the kitchen and might have grease so that the oil doesn't shine through after you paint them. So I might spray these. I have a clear coat. I might not. We'll see. A couple little ceramic guys. I thought these could look really cute painted and distressed, and because all that white stuff's really popular right now. This one, the cross did fall off. I have it though, and I'm just gonna glue it back on. It won't be a big deal because I'm painting it. This little caroler bell, not a big fan of the sound, but I thought she would be cute painted and sitting somewhere. Also, one of the channels that I've been watching a lot is Julie's Designs and Signs, and I'll put a link to her channel in the bottom. I'll put a link to Amy's in the bottom too, so you can see the Goo Gone recipe in more detail. She uses a lot of candlesticks for risers, and this one I thought, ooh, it's a dark color, paint it and distress it, and that'll look cool. I also like using the pictures for vases for like Christmassy arrangements. This one's fine. I don't need to do anything to it. I like that. This one, I'm not a fan of the color, so I'm probably gonna paint and distress this one. Little snowman figure. We don't do Santa in our house. My parents growing up, they didn't tell us Santa was real because we're Christians, and my parents taught us about God and Jesus dying on the cross and everything, and Jesus' birth at Christmas time. And they were concerned that if they taught us Santa was real and then later said, yeah, actually we made that up, and everybody makes it up, they didn't want us to then go and be like, well, did you make up Jesus? Is God real? And question that. And I know people have been told Santa was real and then never questioned whether God and Jesus was real. But that's what they chose, and we've decided as a family, since this time of year is to celebrate the birth of Jesus, and that is a big deal for the God of the universe to become a human being and then live a perfect life. And then on Easter we celebrate him dying and paint, like that's a huge deal. So we don't want Christmas to get clouded up with all the commercialism and the cute stories. They're cute, fine, but it's our heart's desire to really honor and glorify God in this Christmas season. So I don't do Christmas or Santa decorations. Okay, I got this at the thrift store. I don't like the vase, but I asked, does the greenery come with the vase? And they said yes, and it was half price, so I paid $1.50. I was like, well, I'll pay $1.50 for the greenery because I might be able to use it in one of those vases. If I don't, whatever. I might be able to paint the vase. It's just plastic though. We'll see. A sled. So I saw in Julie's Designs and Science, she took a sled. It was different style, but same idea. She painted it red, or it was already red, and painted it white and then distressed it and then hang like a little Christmas cluster of cuteness. And then you can hang it up and have your decoration. So I'm excited about this. I think it's gonna turn out super cute. I got this tree because I liked it and it's glittery. I do need to clean it up a bit. Somebody must have packed it with fuzzy stuff. But I thought it would go nice on that stand that I need to decorate. I don't like the sparkliness of the base, but I got a clearance sweater, which is super cute material, that I can use and cut up to do like a wrap base or something. So this one I probably won't do too much with other than cut this up. I also bought this super cute shawl that would also maybe work with that. Maybe I'll use it for something else. I don't know. So those are the items that I got. I do have some other Dollar Tree items for embellishments. And maybe I'll pull up some other things that I have in the house. But that's the things that I have to work with that I found at thrift stores that I'm gonna try to upcycle and make into something that makes my house look more festive and cute and Christmassy and give me a chance to be creative. When I was picking what part of the sweater to cut out, I noticed the backside had a curved part that it was longer than the rest of the sweater, and so I thought that curve would go nicely around the tree, and then cutting the bottom part out would leave the rest of the sweater for other projects, which I ended up using for another Christmas tree that I found later after filming the first part of this video that will show up at the end, that I used to recover the base to make it more white. So that was all I needed to do for this project, and it was ready to go on my shelf. I glued this cross on 2 different times and it still did not last more than a couple days, so I'm gonna have to come up with a better glue than this Gorilla Clear Grip. It apparently does not like to glue ceramics together. For each of these items that I am painting white, I just have white chalk paint, and I've found it's an older bottle of paint, so I watered mine down. That's why I'm pouring it in a bowl. I'm mixing it with water so it goes on a little more thin. And I'm putting on 2 coats of paint on each item. And once both coats are dry, I will then come back and distress each one and I will show you. So here's all of the items that I just painted white. Since the glue wasn't holding, I thought, well, maybe I can use the paint to hold it on. But no, that didn't work either. I got these little wooden decals from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just gluing them on with the Gorilla Clear Grip, and that held very quickly. Did a great job. Just like the others, I'm painting these with 2 coats of paint, and then we'll distress them. For this very shiny yellowy green vase, I decided to go with a kind of concrete look that I've seen done. And so what I've done is I'm mixing baking soda with the gray paint, and that will kind of give it a lumpy, concrete-y color. And then after that's I don't know if I did 2 whole coats. I think I did 1 coat and then kind of touched up because it went on very thick. I did not water this one down. And once that dried, I then went over with a white wax and then put it on and wiped it off section at a time to kind of give it a lighter, concrete-y color. So a few of these items I painted white. I decided not to distress them because there wasn't much color underneath, and I wanted to try the antiquing wax. So I watered it down with, I don't know, some water, and then once you put the antiquing wax on, you then wipe it off. I didn't wipe it off immediately, just trying to see, I don't know how long to let it sit. So just put it on and wipe it off, and wipe off however much you want off. For the items I decided to distress, I just used 60 grit sandpaper and found the highlighted areas, like the edges or parts that I knew had dark paint underneath, and just rubbed off some of the paint. I tried the wet wipes, they didn't work so well. The sandpaper worked better. The sled was a little harder to distress. I just wanted to do the edges. It's really hard to see in this video, but there's a little bit of red shining through on the edges here. I forgot I had bought this candlestick and tin that I wanted to do a two-tone look with, and I'm just gluing it with a Gorilla Glue. It worked on this, thankfully, and like the others, I'm just distressing it where I think it'll look good. This is that other Christmas tree I mentioned earlier, and while this red fabric is cute and Christmassy, I thought if I wrapped it instead with this white sweater, it would help tie in with the other tree and just make it all match a little better. And I like the white crispness, so I just used my twine that I had purchased from the Dollar Tree a while back and cut a length long enough to wrap it around a couple times, and then tie a little bow at the bottom, and just trimmed up the ends, and that was it for the base. For the two pictures that I have, the one I painted, the one didn't need painting, I just went through the Christmas type greenery that I have that I picked up at the dollar store, thrift store, and then stuff that I had to figure out something and play with it until I liked how it looked. And one nice thing with these pictures being white, they match for all seasons. So after Christmas, I can change what I put inside of it to match the next season for Valentine's Day, Easter, or whatever I want to decorate with. For the sled, I just picked out some Christmas berries and a little greenery and tied it with some twine. And then I decided the white rope that was on the sled I didn't like. I wanted the twine to match. So I replaced that, and then I even came back again and shortened the rope because I didn't like the twine being as long as what was already in there. So I think it turned out great. For these oil jars, I'm doing similar to what I did with the sled. I cut a long piece of twine and wrapped it around a couple times. And then I have these pine cones that have a wire sticking out, and so I just bent the wire and tied a knot around it so that it would stay attached to the twine, and then tied a little bow. And I think this turned out super cute. And I just stuck a little greenery in the top just like I did with the other vases, and I really like how these turned out. And here's how they turned out. I forgot I had bought this duck and little tree, and I thought they looked great with this rustic tree in church. I really like how the distressing came out on these pieces. It was fun to do. And then the antiquing wax just made it look like an antiqued piece. It was fun, and it makes my living room and mantle look so much more Christmassy having all these things there. And I'm probably going to keep rearranging and such, but some of it's there to hide cords. I need to get my act together with that and get those organized better, but in the meantime, these decorations will hopefully cover a little bit, and I'm just so excited at how they turned out. I love the sparkles. I would love to hear which of these pieces are your favorites. I don't know if I could say my favorite. Maybe this vase. I really like how it turned out, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I will have to say, this last one, painting this yellow vase to be like a concrete look, was the best thing I could have done for it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tagging along. If you've made it this far, please make sure to hit like and subscribe to get notifications when I upload next, and we will see you in the next video.